Hey everybody, welcome to another fun-filled and exciting episode of Behind the Fiends. It's your buddy John. I hope you all are having a wonderful and beautiful day out there in the world. So guys, coming at you real quick with a really quick review. Your boy here was given the distinct honor and privilege by my friend, Mr. Steve Harmon, to get a screener of his new film, It Came From Somewhere. Now, you may remember about a month, maybe a month and a half back, I did a trailer reaction for that film. Well, I've gotten to watch that film from start to finish, and I have got to tell you, it is now in my top 5 of my all-time favorite movies. Period. Close the book. End of story. That's it. This film is just a complete and utter tribute, love letter, whatever you want to call it, to Roger Corman, Ed Wood, William Castle, Howard Hawks. I mean, you just go on and on. All these legendary sci-fi and horror film directors and their legendary works. This film encapsulates every bit of that, from the beginning credits all the way to the end credits. Now, what I love the most about this film is clearly this is, if you went to the University of Ed Wood, then this movie right here is basically a straight up masterclass in how to make a film on a bare bones budget. And I don't know how they shot it. I don't know the specifics. They could have done multiple takes. They could have done a single take like Clint Eastwood style. I'm not aware at all, but what I will say is everybody associated with this film definitely got a doctorate in filmmaking from Ed Wood University. They leave in just these little miscues in delivering their lines and mess ups with giving their lines and little mistakes here and there in shots. Like you'll see somebody from the set accidentally having a mic in the way, or was setting up a prop and didn't get out of the camera frame quick enough, and just different little touches like that just made this special. And it's also what made Ed Wood special, and Roger Corman for that matter. And though some people might look at films like that, especially cinema snobs who look at Ed Wood as basically a hack, and I don't believe that to be the case. He was a man that had great vision and wanted to tell stories, and he was going to do whatever it took to tell stories. And that's what this film embodies from the very start all the way to the end. Now, as I've said before, I'm not a professional reviewer. I only give you my own personal experience of what I felt while watching a particular film, what I took from it, so on and so forth. But I have literally watched this now 4 times, and all 4 times has been just as enjoyable, engaging, always fresh. It never gets stale, and I just love it more and more. And every time I watch it, I find little things here and there that I missed in a previous viewing. And that is what the beauty of movies is. It's not just the fact that you can watch it one time and say that you bought the ticket and you saw it. It's the fact that you want to come back and watch it again and again and again, and invest more time in the story, the characters, and learn more about them, and pick out those little things here and there that you didn't quite catch in your first experience, right? So this may be the best movie I've watched in 2022. And that's saying something because I have watched a lot of good movies this year, and none of them have been from major studios. It's all come from the indie side of the house, whether you be a fan filmmaker or a up and coming director making your own original content. That has been where the best films I have watched have came from. And this clearly stands at the top of that mountain. My only gripe about this film, my only real gripe about this film, was I felt like it could have gotten at least 10 more minutes, and we could have gotten a little bit more story out of the characters after the fact of what happens in this film. But I get it, because that's kind of how Ed Wood, Roger Corman, those guys ended films. Kind of got to the climax, victory for all, everybody hurrah, yay, we won, and it just ends. That's just the way those old films worked, and I appreciate it for that. But that was kind of my only dig, was I loved it so much I didn't want to see it end. Now, if any of you all out there haven't heard of this movie, don't worry. It's going to be released here soon. They're currently, I think, in post-production right now. Now, if you want to help contribute to the film, they do have an Indiegogo campaign going on. I will link that in the description for this video. But it's worth investing in, because these are the types of films that we need. Horror and sci-fi are two special genres. And the reason I say that is because many careers have been made from these two genres. Many of these great actors and actresses that we see on a screen today came from horror films. They cut their teeth in horror films. That's where they got their big break. And horror's always been the redheaded stepchild for most of those in Hollywood, and they treat it as such by using it as a way to, make a quick buck without giving us substance, right? Case in point, Halloween Ends. Now, I'm not saying nobody should like the film. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If you like it, you like it. I didn't like it because it clearly had corporate Hollywood written all fucking over it. The only thing I was waiting for was to see maybe Michael down in the sewer drinking a Coca-Cola. But it's movies like these, made by passionate filmmakers who were taking little to nothing and molding something out of it. Taking that ball of clay that's just this big lump in their hand and making a beautiful work of art. And yeah, if you wanted to get nitpicky, you could nitpick this movie to death. But if you go into it with the open mind and realize what they pulled off with what they had, it is fan-fucking-tastic. Because back in the day, in the 50s especially, with these maverick filmmakers, nobody was going to touch them with a 10-foot pole and give them any kind of money. So they made their movies the same way, and the fact that Steve and the crew did this is clearly acknowledging those that came before them. So I'm heaping large praise on this. This is fantastic. I want to see more indie filmmakers do 1950s style drive-in B horror sci-fi movies. I want to see more of that. I want this to become a subgenre. I want to see these black and white cheesy ass movies damn it, give it to me. Because this right here is what made movies, horror, and sci-fi really special. So if I had to give this a Swayze, I don't do this too often, but I'm giving this one a 5. Well, guys, I know I probably rambled on a little bit in this. Like I said, I am not a professional film critic or reviewer. I'm just a movie geek nerd that loves nerdy shit, and I can only give you my overall feelings and opinions on what I watched. And what I watched here was truly a remarkable feat. Bravo to Steve and everyone that worked on this film. It came from somewhere. If you all are fans of this type of movie, I implore you to go over to Indiegogo and contribute to the post-production of this film. There's many great perks still available for it. I will link it, as I said, in this episode's description. But guys, if you truly are a lover of movies, this is it. But guys, with that said, if you would you please hit that subscribe button, hadouken that notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and as always, this has been your old buddy John, and I'll see you again next time on Behind the Fiends. Ooh.